MRN presents live NASCAR Winston Cup racing at Watkins Glen International, brought to you by EA Sports. There aren't many road courses on the NASCAR Winston Cup schedule. What will the drivers have to deal with in this one, Barney?
Well, the Glen is quite fast for a road course. The problem is getting these big, heavy cars to handle well through the tight turns. A missed braking point can spell disaster for these drivers if they shoot through a corner too fast.
Start your engines.
Good afternoon, racing fans. Welcome to Watkins Glen International for the 21st race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, the Global Crossing at the Glen. We're here at Watkins Glen International, 11-turn road course, one of the fastest road courses in the United States. We'll be using the short layout. We will be using the bus stop chicane, but not going through the boot section. We'll have multiple straightaways, fast corners that should provide excellent racing for these 43 cars. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's event. Kenny Irwin Jr. secured the pole position above his rival, Tony Stewart. Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, and Bobby Labonte make up the top 5, with Jarrett, Nemechek, Elliott, Park, and Chad Little making up the top 10. Some notable people to be keeping an eye on. We've got 3 newcomers to the series. P.J. Jones starting in the 14th position with an excellent qualifying run for Felix Sabates. Dustin Lewis right down there, your Rookie of the Year points leader, starting in the 22nd position. When we look onto the rest of the grid, we also have 2 other starters. Jimmy Johnson starting in the 31st position, and Ron Fellows, who almost missed the field, but managed to bump the other cars out of the starting lineup. He'll be starting in the 43rd position. Other drivers like Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, not great qualifying efforts on their part. They'll have to make up some spots throughout the course of today. And as the cars wrap their way through the carousel, talk about some things to look for in today's race. It's all about hitting your marks, hitting your brake points, and being able to get on the throttle as quickly as possible. Watkins Glen is fast, and it is relentless. It feels like a roller coaster at some points because of how much elevation change we go through. But managing your brakes, managing your tires are going to be very crucial for these 43 drivers. We're going to be running 23 laps in total for today's event. So a pit stop is on the docket, but if a well-timed yellow comes out, they can stretch it all the way to the end. Will the tires last that long? I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Drivers making last-minute preparations, checking radio boxes, checking everything they can before this flag goes green. Because once it goes green, you don't want to be in pit road fixing stuff. So we look back from the pace car. 43 of the best stock car drivers in the United States will make their way through the final corner, turn 11. For the first of many times, Kenny Irwin Jr. and Tony Stewart, childhood rivals when they were growing up in USAC, will lead the field to the green flag, waiting for the green flag for the flagman. Green flag is waving. We are racing at Watkins Glen. Fans on their feet cheering as the cars head down to the 90, the first corner, a 90-degree right-hander. 3 wide and side-by-side racing as they head through the 90-degree corner. Kenny Irwin Jr. gets a great start. Runs up the S's all by himself. That's what he wants to see. Meanwhile, everyone else is sorting it up as they go up through the S's. And we got trouble! Ford Burton, Bill Elliott, Jeff Gordon. Yellow flag is out on the speedway. We made it through a series of 2 corners before the yellow flag has been displayed. We're going to go ahead and get the replays pulled up for you race fans to get a better understanding of what's going on, as the rest of the cars will race their way back to the yellow flag. Keep in mind, while they are racing, they do have a gentleman's agreement to not pass each other. They want to hold their position. They don't want to do anything too dangerous. Kenny Irwin Jr. now takes the yellow flag. Everyone going to get slowed up to collect the pace car as he comes off a pit road. We're going to look at some in-car cameras to get a better idea of what these drivers were seeing as they went up the S's. First one we're going to look at is Bill Elliott. He was the one that kind of started the whole thing from our point of view, but we'll get a better understanding from his in-car why exactly he was in the position he was in. So you see he gets off of turn 1, 3 wide, Bobby Labonte Steep Park, and he just ran out of room. It's hard to go 3 wide through the S's, and unfortunately he was just, oh, goodness me. He was just the odd man out in that situation, and unfortunately he has paid a bitter price. He is able to keep it going, but unfortunately that is not a great way to start tonight's event. Next up is Johnny Benson. He's a little bit closer to this action. Oh! Unfortunately, he really didn't have anywhere to go. Nothing he really could have done. Track was blocked. He was going to get run over if he didn't slow up. Or if he did slow up. We're looking at Jimmy Johnson, one of our rookies in this race, making his debut start. And you see the smoke, got to get on the brake. Oh! Unfortunately, I think he was just wanting the 22 to just keep it rolling or spin around, and unfortunately, that did not happen in the 92's case. So he'll collect some damage, and cars will make their way onto pit road. Mostly the ones that have damage. But not all of them pitted. Not all the ones that were involved in that wreck pitted. So maybe they're thinking that the damage isn't too severe. They're going to try and stay on the lead lap. Don't want to risk going a lap down, which, with being a road course, it's kind of hard to go a lap down with how long this track is. Even up speed, you're doing 1 minute, 10-second laps, so I don't know. Jonathan got his damage repaired pretty quick because it was only a few dents, only a few pieces of bent up sheet metal. Ward Burton, on the other hand, it's got a little bit more damage to that Caterpillar Pontiac, so he'll be on pit road for just a little bit longer. They are going to get that car fixed and get him back out on the racetrack so he can start collecting points. There he goes. Well, as the pace car paces around, we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break here from Watkins Glen International with a global crossing at the Glen. Stay with us here on MRN. We'll be right back with Green Flag Racing after this. Welcome back to MRN's live coverage of the Global Crossing at the Glen here at Watkins Glen International Raceway. We got the track cleaned up and we're getting ready to go back. Green flag. Pace car lights are off as he leads them onto the little side stretch here into the final corner. These drivers are ready to rip and ready to get back going. Pacing around this track at 40 miles an hour has to be agony for some of these guys. As the pace car shoots his way down pit road, Kenny Irwin Jr. will wait on the flag man to get the race restarted. As soon as he sees the green flag being waved, he is all clear to go. Coming back to the green. Here we go. Green flag is back out, and we are racing once more at Watkins Glen. And immediately, we're already going to have some battling. Cars diving to the inside to try and make up some positions. Tony Stewart, Steve Park, and Mark Martin all diving to the inside, but Mark Martin might try to take the lead here. Side by side with Kenny Irwin Jr. as they go up into the S's. Mark's got the preferred line, but Kenny's going to have it back on the inside with the next corner. Mark cleared him. Great move by Mark Martin to take the lead early in the going here as well. We got trouble again in the S's. Oh, that's going to be a big one. Oh, Robert Presley, Sterling Marlin. Oh, and Mike Skinner just I would assume couldn't see because of the smoke. He rammed the 77. That's going to put some damage on the 31 Chevrolet. We are back under yellow flag conditions again. In the same spot. The S's must be cursed today. As the rest of the field is going to race back to the yellow flag. Kenny Irwin Jr., a big loser here on this restart. Restarted on the front and is now currently in the 4th position. But Mark Martin will lead Jarrett, Stewart, Irwin, and Park back to the yellow flag. Same routine. They're going to get collecting to the pace car here as they exit turn 1. We're going to get a good idea how this wreck transpired. I think we had another situation of 3 wide. Another case of it not working out. I'm going to jump on board the 53 car of Dustin Lewis, one of our rookies in this race. Currently your Rookie of the Year point leader. As he may have kicked things off here. I think he was 3 wide there on the bottom of Rick Mast, and I think that's how that all kicked off. Now, who exactly they were 3 wide with, I'm not entirely sure. Looking at it from Mike Skinner's point of view, you see smoke up there. And of course, everyone checking up, blowing up, knowing the wreck's happening. And oh, goodness me, there's smoke, and there's the 77. Unfortunately for Mike Skinner, he just could not see through the smoke. It was a shame. 31. And for Sterling Marlin, he's got a better view. Yeah, they were 3 wide. The 53 to 14, and I believe the 7 were 3 wide, and a little bit of contact. Oh, goodness me. A little bit of contact kicked all of that off. And that's collecting a few more cars. Some cars that already had damage, but now they got more. Sterling Marlin gets back going. I imagine more cars will take the pit lane this time, and yes, they will. Darrell Waltrip will lead that crew onto pit road. Jeremy Mayfield is going to go with him. Sterling Marlin's going to go with him. Jeff Bodine, Jimmy Spencer, Elliott Sadler, Bill Elliott making his decision to come down pit road, and then there's Mike Skinner. If you're wondering where Robert Presley is, unfortunately, he is going to have to tow his car. He will go behind the wall, and his day, I fear it might be over. As cars get their damages fixed, get it more aerodynamically stable. With this being such a fast track, aerodynamics is crucial. You got to be able to go up the S's fast. You got to be able to whoa up, carry speed in the corners. It looks to me like they're going to get as much damage fixed as they can. Hopefully stay competitive. And as they exit pit lane, Pace car is at the top of the hill. And folks, I think we're going to take another commercial break while we get things cleaned up here at Watkins Glen. Stay with us. Hopefully we can get a green flag. We will, though. Stay with us here on MRN. We'll be back. Welcome back to Watkins Glen International and the Global Crossing at the Glen, presented by MRN. We're rounding up our second caution flag of the day, and hopefully this time we can get some green flag laps in before we have another yellow flag. Hopefully these drivers will mind their P's and Q's and be able to complete some more laps. As I said at the beginning, pacing here is slow. I'm sure these drivers are wanting to be able to get in high gear and actually race each other rather than having to follow the leader. As a pace car gets on the pit road, Mark Martin waiting for the green flag to display. That way we can get this race back going, and he sees it. We're back underway here at Watkins Glen. And once again, cars ducking out of line to try and go ahead and pick off some positions. Steve Park, Nemechek going with him, a few other cars in the back of the field doing the same thing. Field flies through the hill. Single file for the top five. Everyone else is jostling for position. We've made it further than we have all day long. That's a promising sign. We go through the bus stop. Mark Martin commanding the lead right now, but Dale Jarrett is right there behind him under a spoiler, hoping to capitalize on Mark Martin's mistakes. This is the first time that the drivers have actually been in a pack and actually been racing. Yeah, they've had practice, but those caution flags, they get them relaxed. They might make a mistake. They snake through the penultimate corner and now into the final corner. Onto the front straightaway. Joe Nemechek and Kenny Irwin Jr. might start battling here as they head down the hill. They're right along with Mark Martin. Down the gears. Now back on the accelerator, get the whole shot out of the corner. Giving a good distance between him and Dale Jarrett as Jarrett follows his dragway. They go up the hill. Again, they kind of play with the throttle as they reach the crest there. The car kind of unloads the tires a little bit, gets a little slick. They can't keep it pinned all the way, but they try their best to. Tony Stewart now right up under the spoiler, of the 88. Almost pushing him through the bus stop as they head into the carousel. Not too far behind is Steve Park. So far having a pretty good race, picking off some drivers, making some positions up as we got trouble. There's a yellow flag, and oh my goodness, it's Jimmy Johnson again. Oh, that's two incidents in one day for the rookie, and Jimmy Spencer got a piece of it too. Yellow flag out on the speedway again. Thankfully, it's not in the S's this time. Mark Martin's already collected the yellow flag. Pace car will pull out of pit road and collect them on the exit of turn 1. Go ahead and get the replay situated here. We'll have two angles of this we can look at. I do have the sneaking suspicion, though, that the drivers may have met in the middle. The bus stop, it's a one-lane You can kind of pass. You can pass there. It's possible, but I don't know if that was what Jimmy Spencer was really trying to do. As the cars catch up to one another. Getting sorted out there. Here we go. So, top of the hill, on the back stretch. So they are side by side. Johnson goes into the corner, and oh, I think I see the problem. I think the 92 just overdrove the entry and he washed up. The 26 was kind of expecting him to narrow his exit, or I say his exit, the middle of that little chicane, but unfortunately, for the 26's case, the 92 just couldn't narrow it up anymore. Unfortunately, that has seen both of them into the wall. Oh my gosh, what a hard hit for the 92. Speaking of other troubles, your points leader's on pit road. He had to have come down pit road. Pit road is closed right now. We'll have to get an update here. I'll have to do it after the commercial, but that could be big there. Stay with us here on the MRN. We're going to take one more commercial break. We'll be right back, and we'll give you an update on Bobby Labonte, your points leader. Stay with us. Metal in there. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, that is a big one.
Gracious.
I don't care, I got swing. Got him.
Large mouth.
Spotted bass.
Good.
Yep, brook patch. Right up under the dock.
Bandit, come here.
Come here, boy. Hey.
He's not, baby, I promise.
There's a spot.
Get Bandit in it. Bandit.
Here, boy. Here, boy.
Bandit.
Bandit.
Bandit. Look here.
It's a healthy fish, too.
That's a good fish.
Welcome back to MRN's coverage of the Watkins Glen International Global Crossing at the Glen. Currently wrapping up the third yellow flag of the day. We actually managed to make a lap before that yellow flag, and we do have an update on the 18. It is a fuel system issue. He picked it up just before that yellow flag flew, but unfortunately he has went a lap down as they were trying to get that thing patched and fixed, but hopefully he can get back onto the racetrack ahead of these guys and hopefully get some points as we go back to green flag racing. And immediately making moves again is Steve Park going to the inside. Goes to the inside of Stewart. He's going to fight that position there. He's going to clear him when they get off the corner. Close. He almost did. Not quite. He might get it as they go up the S's, which, yep, he does. He's clearing away clear there. There's Joe Nemechek decides to take advantage of Stewart's compromised line. Is now going to try and take over the fourth position. I think Kenny Earl Jr. is going to come with him. Tony Stewart, a big loser on this restart, and Jeff Burton might even get by him as the cars snake their way through the bus stop. Might want to keep an eye on that one car. That one car is on a mission right now, putting all sorts of pressure on Dale Jarrett to make a mistake. Down the straightaway. Hard on the brakes. Tony Stewart really sliding back now, restarting in the 3rd position, but now just inside the top 10. Well, meanwhile, if you look a little further back, the 53, two-wheeling it across the curb on the exit of that corner. They rolled through the 90, turn 1. Everyone kind of getting scattered and everyone kind of simmering down now. They kind of made the moves they want to make, and now they're just trying to settle into a pace, and hopefully they could do like Steve Park and start picking off drivers. He was behind the 88. Now he's ahead of him by a country mile, and he's chasing down the 6. We might have a 2-horse race into this now. They hop across the curbs. Right along with one of our rookies, Dustin Lewis. Again, you can hear the playing with the throttle. And we got trouble with Kenny Wallace. Lots of smoke pouring out of that Square D Chevrolet for Andy Petrie Racing. And we have a caution. Oh no. Another yellow flag on the speedway. At least no one wrecked this time, but we can't even get 2 laps into this thing before another yellow flag falls. And we don't have much of this race to go. As per usual, pace car picks them up on the exit of turn 1. Everyone getting slowed up. We're going to go pace speed. We're going to ride the onboard of Kenny Wallace's Chevrolet. He was going into the bus stop. I would imagine when he got on the brake, he downshifted into 3rd just a little bit too quick, redlined the engine, and that's probably what made it go pop. But on the off chance that I am wrong, we're going to have the replay to show for it. See the field getting themselves sorted, getting the pacing line, following what their spotters telling them. All right. A little bit of troubles here with the replay. We'll get this situated. All right, I think we have it. All right. Let's have a look. Oh, it was way before the braking zone. I think that's just a random occurrence. I mean, he didn't really do anything wrong. Just way into the throttle. He didn't hit the brakes. He didn't downshift. It just let go. Nothing really that Kenny Wallace could have done. So Robert, see what he saw. And, that's something you don't want to see out your windshield. There's an engine going to pop it. Whoa, Bobby Hamilton. Real close there with Ken Schrader, but taking the position square way before the yellow flag. Well, with the pace car collecting the field, I doubt anyone's going to make the pit stops here. The tires haven't even really got hot. They haven't been able to burn fuel. We're going to take one more break, and hopefully this will be the last one. Stay with us here on MRN. We'll be back from Watkins Glen after this. Welcome back to Watkins Glen International. We are getting ready to go green flag once more, wrapping up our fourth caution of the day. Mark Martin, your race leader, and currently the guy that's led the most laps on the day. Getting ready to go back to green. He'll have command of the field on the green flag. He is ready to go. We are green once more. And Steve Park is not letting him go too far away. Both of them got a really good restart, and so did Joe Nemechek. He goes to the inside of Dale Jarrett in turn 1. Tony Stewart, Dustin Lewis, Ricky Rudd, Matt Kenseth all doing the same thing. They head into the uphill S's. Mark Martin and Steve Park broke away there for a little bit as 3rd through 6th were side by side. Down the back stretch, Nemechek clear into the podium position of 3rd. Tony Stewart and Dale Jarrett fighting over the next position, 4th. Stewart's got the advantage. Kenny Irwin Jr. waiting in the wings. He's looking for a top 5 finish. Trying to redeem himself from Indianapolis last week. Ran great. Late race caution. Put him back behind a lot of cars. And unfortunately, the finish didn't justify the effort. But now he's looking at 2 cars ahead of him battling for position. Stewart on the inside. Jarrett on the outside. Stewart pins the throttle to the floor, trying to clear the 88. Is he going to do it just before the braking zone? Can he do it? He does. Oh, but that's going to make that tight on entry. Almost hitting each other, but somehow they managed to keep it off one another. Through the uphill. We got some little calamities going on back here. Wally Dallenbach and Terry Labonte fighting over position. Dustin Lewis trying to run away from him. So head through the bus stop. Oh, and look at the 53. Really taking advantage of them curves there. I mean, two-wheeling it like it's a V8 supercar through there. Wally closes in, but Dustin's going to have a really good exit. Oh yeah, that was a really good drive through the carousel for the 53. Puts a good gap between him and Wally Dallenbach. Into the final corner. Gets on the throttle. Oh, and using all the track. We saw him do that earlier. You can do that here at Watkins Glen, but some drivers think it hurts more than it helps. 53 might know something we don't, and we're getting an amazing battle for the lead. We might have one here. Steve Park on the back of the 6 cars ahead up here. Up through the gears. Jarrett tried to do the same thing earlier in the race, but now Steve Park's got to work all to himself. Approaching 175 into the braking zone. Park a little bit more aggressive on the brakes to close that gap any way he can. Into the carousel. Park's trying to get back on the throttle early. Trying to maintain that gap. Give him a chance to make the move on Mark Martin as they go into the next corner. Really late under braking there for the one, and wow, he gets in close. Hope you don't have 3D glasses on. The one car was coming right for us. They race out of the final corner right behind the leaders. Jarrett and Stewart dogfighting for the 4th position as Joe Nemechek continues to check out. Kenny's still waiting in the wings, hoping that both of them make a mistake and he can kind of pounce on them. Look at the gap the 6 and the 1 have put on. They're not battling as hard as these guys are. That's what happens when you battle. You lose time. Jarrett's got the run. He's right up against the back bumper of the 20. To the inside he goes. They'll be side by side as they go through the bus stop. Unless the 20 can beat him under brakes, he can't. Whoa! Really close racing by those two, but the 88 machine is going to get the advantage. And here comes Kenny Irwin Jr. to the inside. He couldn't quite make it, though. He couldn't quite do it. Meanwhile, someone's going to make a pass happen. That's Steve Park to the inside. He goes on Mark Martin. Can he clear him before they get to the final corner? I think he will. He does. He shuts the door on Mark Martin, and he's going to hopefully wave bye-bye. Steve Park to the point with 5 laps to go. The first lap he's led all day long. Mark makes a charge on him. Oh, he pushed him into the corner. He tried to get that one car loose. It didn't quite work. Now he's got to maintain. He can't let the one get too far away from him. He's got to start pushing him now. He can't wait. To the top of the hill. Looking back from Steve Park as they head into the braking zone for the bus stop. Mark late under brakes. Trying to get back in the throttle early. He's got to maintain that distance through the carousel if he wants a move on the inside going into the next left-hander. He couldn't quite get on the throttle like Steve could. Steve's going to break away a little bit. Up through the gears. Into the next zone. I don't know. I don't know if Mark's got it in him. Park rolls it through the final corner. The gap ever so slightly extended. 4 to go this time. On the brakes again. Into the 90. Mark nowhere near as close this time as he was last lap. He bumped him the last time. This time he couldn't quite be there. Through the S's. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, we might have a battle for the top 5 position. Dustin looked to take a jab at the 20 car going up the hill. He had to get out of the throttle because the 20 cut his nose off. That 53 right now is flying trying to get up to the 20 car. Into the bus stop. Wheel hops like he's been doing all race long. He rolls it through the carousel. Kenny Irwin Jr. making a run on him as they come off. And again, I think that 53 has got the momentum coming out of these corners. We're right along with him here. On the brake, downshifting, he's in second. Gets back in the throttle. Had to stammer that throttle just a little bit. Didn't want to line up the back tires as we had 3 to go. And whoa, the 53 car got sideways out of the final corner. He goes up through the gears. Stewart a little bit more concerned on brakes this time, but here comes the 53 taking advantage. Side by side as they exit the corner, but I think Stewart will maintain it. Into the S's, the 53 holding a tight line. He gets a little loose. No, contact! Oh, they ain't done yet. They ain't done. Maybe they are. Look who's coming with them. Kenny Irwin Jr. to the inside. Now the 42 and the 20 will battle for the 7th position. Or 6th position, excuse me. Now Dustin has his sights set on Jarrett. But can the 42 and the 20 stay with him? Can he bring them up there to fight him off? Or will the 20 and the 42 settle out themselves? Now they're going to battle as they head into the penultimate corner. It's crunch time now. We're running out of laps. 2 to go. Steve Park. His best finish in his NASCAR Winston Cup career came at Michigan last year. That position, 6th. Right now, he is on track to securing his first NASCAR Winston Cup Series win. Unless Mark Martin can spoil the party. More battling with that 53. The 8 gets past the 88 going up the S's. Now he's trying to run down Joe Nemechek. That 53 is hunting a podium. I think if we had a few laps, that 53 would probably be up here fighting with him. Rolls through the bus stop. Super nice. Got to get on the power early. He gets it in too early. Gets a little loose. Oh, and Jarrett seeks the opportunity. He smelled blood in the water. He's going to go up to his outside. Who's the late breaker? It's the 53. He's not giving up. Someone else not giving up right now. That's Mark Martin. He's trying his best to run down the one car. One more time. 11 more turns for the both of them. Will Mark Martin play spoiler? Late under brakes he goes, trying to get to the one's back bumper. He just can't get there. Steve Park has never won a NASCAR Winston Cup Series race. And right now he is dueling one of the best to ever do it for his very first win. Through the high speed. Into the bus stop. Half a lap to go. Can Mark challenge the one? As they roll through the carousel. I don't think Mark is in a position to really do anything at this point. If he had closed the gap a little bit more, I would say he has a chance in the next two corners, but I don't think he's in a position to make anything happen against Steve Park. Steve Park will come out of the final corner, and he will become a first-time winner in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series here at Watkins Glen. Steve Park takes the win. A thrilling battle for third. Dustin Lewis takes it over Nemechek, Jarrett, Irwin, Stewart, Burton, Little, and Ricky Rudd, your top 10. A thrilling race to the end.
This one's over. That's the second flag. That'll give us the win. Good finish, guys. Everyone gave their best out there.
His first win with DEI in the Winston Cup Series, and it comes at one of NASCAR's toughest tracks. Steve Park takes the win at the Global Crossing at the Glen. We went through your top 10 as they crossed the start-finish line, but notable names here. P.J. Jones making his first start in NASCAR Winston Cup competition in 2000. He finishes in the 16th position. Dallenbach having a great run, finishing in the 12th spot. Kenseth continues to be consistent, finishing in the 13th position. Dale Earnhardt making up a lot of positions, so as well as Jeff Gordon making up a few positions, 19th and 21st for them. Some drivers with some bad luck. Jimmy Johnson, Robert Presley, Kenny Wallace not being able to see the checkered flag. Bobby Labonte, your points leader, will finish one lap down, a critical blow to his championship. He may retain the points lead, and it's not going to be as big as it once was. But points don't matter to Steve Park right now, as he will now celebrate his first ever win in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. He'll burn it down for all the fans here in New York. And can you say smoking them? Can you see the one car? And the fans are loving such a burnout. Goodness gracious, it's like a wall over there. Oh! I think he might be running on the rim now. Well, if there is a way to celebrate your very first win, that is a very fitting way to do it. Running on a nothing but rim. Plume of smoke right there. I mean, just a whole cloud. Park waved to the fans as he did that burnout, giving him one more wave before he makes the sharp left turn on the pit road and into victory lane. Steve Park claims his first ever victory in Cup, and a well-deserved one at that. Thank you for watching here on MRN, as we'll take it to victory lane for post-race.